Well, every day, thousands of Africans crowd into tiny boats and set sail for Europe in search of a better life. And many of them never make it. And those who do face an uncertain future. George Thomas has the story of one man's journey from the open seas to the streets of Rome.
One hot summer in 2003, Jardo Tahir Abdul Karim, along with 28 other Africans, crammed into a 30-foot boat.
We knew it was going to be a very hard journey.
They took off from the Libyan coastal city of Tripoli, heading to Lampedusa, a Sicilian island south of Italy.
We didn't have food or water. People died on the boat. But I knew this was my only chance to escape the hell back home.
That home was life in the war-torn Darfur region of Sudan.
I left Darfur because I knew if I stayed there, I would be killed in the war. And so I wanted to make a new life.
3 days later, he landed here on the shores of Lampedusa, and within a couple of months, he made it to the streets of Rome.
I just want to live a normal life, simple and without any problems. I want to be happy.
Getting to Lampedusa wasn't easy. The route from Africa to Europe is one of the most dangerous journeys in the world.
I walked for a month from Darfur to a town in Libya. I had no papers, no documents, and no passport. I spent 2 years in Libya working and saving money to pay someone to take me across the Mediterranean.
A journey to Lampedusa is only the final part of what is a harrowing experience.
Antonio Virgilio works for a humanitarian group based in Rome that's helping to care for these African migrants.
It begins with their trek across the African desert, which can take months. They pay smugglers anywhere from $1,500 to $3,000 for the trip, and that too with no guarantees of reaching their destination. People die just trying to cross the desert.
The journey from North Africa to here on the shores of Italy takes anywhere from 3 hours to 5 days. And just in case you thought that there is an experienced captain to navigate the high seas, think again.
First of all, the boats, small dinghies, are totally unseaworthy. Then people are not given food or enough food and water. Those who steer the boats have no experience. Maybe sometimes they have never seen the sea before.
Last year, 20,000 migrants arrived in Lampedusa from Africa. 477 lost their lives. On a recent rescue, Italian authorities plucked 45 stranded people from the sea after they had run out of food and fuel. This passenger asked that her identity be protected.
On the third day of our journey, 2 women died, and this got people very scared. There was a small boy on the boat, and as soon as the women died, he started to cry.
Those fortunate enough to survive the trip faced the harsh realities of a new life in a foreign land.
I just got here a couple of days ago. I don't speak the language, I don't have a place to stay, and I need to find a job.
Italy and several countries conduct regular sea patrols to try to curb the number of African migrants coming to Europe.
More should be done to target those who commit the crime of people smuggling. All we can do at sea is carry out rescue operations.
But many African nations aren't keen on stopping the flow of people leaving the continent.
The truth of the matter is that African nations have very little incentive to stop the flow of migrants coming to Europe. According to the latest statistics from the United Nations, close to $38 billion sent from Europe to Africa by Africans working abroad.
I send about $300 every month to my parents back home and also to my brother. They are poor and need all the help they can get.
Karim has been in Italy for 5 years. He now works part-time with a group that's helping others like him to adjust to life in this country.
My dream is to get married, have a family, and if I get more than I need, I'd like to help my people back in Darfur.
Karim is grateful to be alive. Rarely a week goes by without him hearing about another attack in Darfur or news about another boat sinking on the open seas. Despite the dangers, the flow of African migrants continues as endless as ever. George Thomas, CBN News, Rome.
Terry, do you see any solution here? I mean, you look at the terrible conditions, and even in Egypt, which is relatively prosperous compared to, say, Darfur, the amount of money that they receive from overseas Egyptians is absolutely staggering, and it's actually keeping the economy together. I don't see anything that's easy
I
here.
don't know. I mean, you can imagine just how desperate people have to be to embark on a journey like that. I mean, first of all, months of saving, then to pay with no guarantee that you're ever going to arrive at your destination. And then when you do arrive, trying to settle in a new place, you've got no support system, you don't speak the language, you have no paperwork. I don't know how do you begin to put your life together? I don't know.
How do you get into the system?
It's astonishing, really. The desperation behind it is just something we'll probably never know.
Well, for me, some of the basics are: can we stop the genocide, and can we stop the violence in Darfur? Can we bring some kind of end to the throughout North Africa, Middle Africa, the effort to try to impose Sharia law, and that is literally bringing about ethnic conflict of an unimaginable degree, and you sort of do throw up your hands and what in the world can we do? But at the same time, when you see this kind of human suffering, we have to act. These are our brothers, these are our sisters, and whatever you do to the least of these, you do to me. These are the words of Jesus Christ. We can do these things unto Jesus. And so for you at home, please be in prayer. And there are so many organizations trying to do work in Africa. Operation Blessing being just one of them. Try to do something. Try to get informed. And if it's at all possible, I think we ought to have some kind of UN force that really goes into Darfur to bring peace.
You know, I was just reading in Isaiah today how God's mandate to us is to set the the captive free. And while these are not people who are literally in chains, I mean, they are in a life of bondage.
Some are.
Yes,
I mean, the slavery
that's true.
situation in Sudan is staggering. Supposedly millions are in modern slavery. And you shake your head. How can this still be going on today?
We have a mandate to be a part of.
This is the fast I've chosen for you.
Amen. Amen. Well, up next.